push mine. So hi guys and welcome back to the F1 Manager Creator Team Career Mode, and for part 18 we will obviously have a very simple race here which will be a sprint race. So let's see. Multi-car development obviously not looking that good. Kushmini, on the other hand, has done some good work. Let's just do a race targets first of all. Obviously, let's just get
Welcome
into the sprint
everyone,
qualifying.
qualifying for the sprint awaits us and we're raring to get going.
So into the sprint qualifying, we are sending both of our drivers as fast as we can because obviously that's how we do. And obviously it's raining right now, so we are going to wait and go on to the inters. Obviously we cannot go on the dry tires. Let's just go on to the inters and wait at the best possible chance to go out and secure a good position here. Obviously in rain we always get a good amount of chance to get into Q2 or even Q3, because that's what happened in Singapore. If you remember, we got into Q3 because people did not go at the end of the session, and because of that we were able to do amazing lap. And look at that guy starting their first lap. Miney has been overtaken by Albon on a flying lap. That's something you don't see every day, but that might ruin their chances. Obviously I forgot to put new engine or new gearbox to Miney. Right now we are still on an old engine which had damage. So can we get into QSQ2? We haven't been able to done that with Albon, and Miney hasn't been able to do that. Obviously Miney, who has severe damaged parts, I am reluctant to take any new parts here because we do not want to get into another dead here. So with SQ3, Oscar Piastri is on pole, followed by Carlos Sainz. So the guys, let's just get into the sprint
Well, the
qualifying.
excitement levels continue to rise here as the teams prepare for the sprint. And after a season of sprints, this is the last one of the year. This circuit is certainly no stranger to overtakes, so I think we're in for a good one.
The big draw today is the opportunity to grab some extra championship points. After all, they could make the difference when the season comes to a close.
So sprint qualifying looking well. Dry here, medium tires for both of them. A little bit problem for Kushmini. I wanted to change the setup, but obviously he has a optimal on the front wing. So guys, let's just get into the grid position for the sprint race.
24 laps around Sao Paulo in today's sprint. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So starting the sprint race, Piastri on pole. Sprint pole. Sainz going side by side with him, and Piastri still side by side with Sainz. Can Sainz maintain? Piastri hasn't been able to maintain his position, and Sainz has overtaken. He has overtaken Piastri, and we are with Perez, who is in P19. Albon with us, we are in P20 and P22. Not a good start for us, but obviously we do not want to go crazy here. So let's see. Tsunoda in P18, obviously some big haters down in the back here. We are not trying to fight with them, and at the end of lap 1, DRS is enabled. Piastri will obviously get DRS here, and into the cleaner air. Piastri has again overtaken Sainz, but Piastri obviously on hard tires. Perez is also on hard tires. Stroll on mediums right now. Perez tries to overtake Stroll but wasn't able to do. Look at that, guys. So many people. Gasly is also on hard tires. I don't know why these guys are wasting their hearts. Obviously a real tire guzzler, I guess say you can, the Brazil GP. So wasting their tire right now won't be a good choice in my opinion. So with the help of DRS, can Albon overtake Perez? No. Perez obviously much better, and we have a crash. What happened? So it's Tsunoda. It's not Miney, that's good news, and Correa, I think. So into turn 1, that was Esteban Ocon and Correa, and I think Tsunoda too. So into turn 1, okay.
What the was that?
That I think is a good news for Ocon because he didn't get too much damage here. Obviously, front wing is destroyed. But look at that, Correa and I think that was Tsunoda might have way too much damage to continue. So, we are still fighting here. Ocon still in front of us and Magnussen has overtaken us. Magnussen was behind us. I did not see that. And on lap 4, Ocon doesn't have DRS. We have DRS. Ocon obviously has front wing damage to both of his sides and because of that we are able to overtake him. Albon is now in P18. We are with P18 in behind Magnussen who we have DRS on. But Magnussen doesn't have DRS on Perez. So can we overtake him in the start finish straight into turn 1? We haven't been able to maintain it. Well, able to overtake him, but we are still behind him. So again, with a DRS zone here and into braking, we have overtaken Magnussen. So on lap 8, we are now in P16. We have also overtaken Gasly, but obviously not a big deal because Gasly obviously is on hard tires. So let's see again. That was just pure straight line speed for us against Gasly. Gasly, I don't know if he has any kind of mechanical fault here. Because of that, he is slow. So it was just, I think it might have been, Gasly does have a little bit of damage, but I think it was, and we have with 10 laps remaining, a safety car. Let's see. So into turn 1, it was George Russell and Kushmini obviously getting lapped, and that was, I think, that was Fernando Alonso. He just went too deep here and George Russell tried to brake and just that was a big crash for Alonso. Obviously, I don't know why we are showing George Russell more than Alonso because look at that, guys. Alonso has retired and Sargent and Hülkenberg are pitting. So what tires are they going? Because obviously we have rain at the end of the session. So are they trying to go? No. They have gone on to the simpler tires, which is dry tires, and we are taking a gamble with Mini, guys, because obviously he will be able to unlap himself and rain has already started, so it will take at least 2 or 3 laps before we will be able to continue. So I think it's a good choice in my opinion. And Albon obviously in P13, we did not want to take that kind of chance with him because he is in front and not again, guys, not again. We have a terminal gearbox damage, which obviously will mean that he will be out of this race at some point in these 2-3 laps. So I guess retiring, look at that, guys, it's 0%. There is 0% where, so we are going to retire there. And guys, everybody is into the pits for the safety car restart. Albon, we haven't able to do that because I didn't want to go crazy here. So Hülkenberg and Albon are the only ones who haven't gone into the pits for Inters. But I guess that's a big mistake on us because if if we had let Kushmini continue the race, we might have been able to get first. We might have able to won the sprint race. Hülkenberg has obviously pit and have come out in P10. We are still with 3 laps remaining. Continue this because, guys, even if I pit right now, we will come out in P15 or even P16. So there was no point. And with the last lap skipping past the time, and Charles Leclerc have won the sprint race. We are in now P12. Obviously, I think we are still in P12. We will. Hamilton and Bottas are behind us, so they might be able to overtake him. And look at that, guys. Hamilton has overtaken us. Albon is now in P13. Obviously, we were in P13 before, and now we ended our race in P13. No harm, I think, because it was a little bit of risky, guys. So let's just go into the qualifying and see what we can do.
Will practice pay off for the drivers? Well, we're about to find out in qualifying.
The ups and downs of Interlagos mean a full-speed qualifying lap can be hard on both driver and car. Sector 2's technical corners demand high downforce to make a quick lap.
We're looking at McLaren here. Karun, how do you think their driver will be feeling today?
Neither of the team's drivers have brought home many points so far, so they'll be looking to change that as soon as...
So into qualifying again, looks like it's going to be raining in the qualifying session, guys. So let's just see. going into the qualifying. Obviously can't change much for Miney. So starting our first flying lap into the proper Q1 with 1.3 mm rain. And we again have a little bit of a downpour here. Well, a down spot here in which the rain will be lower. So I think we have actually made a little bit of a mistake here, sending both of these guys out. So ending their first lap, obviously skipping past a little bit of the time here. Albon, P1, Miney, well 5 turns slower, obviously with the damaged parts, and with 11 minutes remaining, we are sending both of our drivers again, because look at that, guys. Purple final sector for Albon and a green sector for Miney, which means there will be time coming now. Tough time will be coming now. We have someone in front of us, and Miney have been blocked by a Sauber. That's always happens. Obviously, we have again been blocked. I think Albon might have been blocked by somebody else too. Obviously, in front of us, we will now be able to get a slipstream here, but obviously, he must have gotten a little bit of a traffic here, and Miney a second slower than Albon. So we are at the end of the session, and Albon is P14, and we have a red flag. We have a red flag. I don't know what it was for, but we had a red flag, and because of that, Albon is now in P14 and into Q2 with 96% of his setup done. So into Q2, it's not going to rain. Well, it's a little bit of a rain, so we have to send Albon out straight away.
Green light.
So first one starting his lap is Albon, which in hindsight is not good, because we have to be in the middle of the pack, because obviously the rain will be starting at the middle of the session. So we needed a little bit better grip, but obviously, guys, it's not like we had any chance to get into Q3. So guys, just see the lap. Obviously green first sector, which obviously because it's his first lap, every 15 of the drivers are out right now. Obviously people who are starting at the end will get the best time, well, the best river and the best grip right now. So ending his first lap with a 195, and obviously Albon is out into Q2 and Lando Norris is on pole. So guys, let's just get into the race and see what we can do.
There's a terrific atmosphere here in Interlagos as the drivers prepare for 71 laps of scintillating action.
Brazil loves a home racer, and none more so than the brilliant Ayrton Senna. His victory here at Interlagos in 1991, fighting a broken gearbox, is one of the most emotional moments in F1 history.
The Sao Paulo track is beautifully designed to present an enticing challenge for teams and drivers alike. Between medium-speed S-corners, hill climbs, and the high-speed section after Junsao, this circuit calls for cars to have a balanced setup to succeed here. The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
So into the race, it's a medium hard medium and a medium hard for both of our drivers. So guys, let's just get into the
grid
grid
formation. It's great to have you with
formation.
us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. And with his helmet on, that trademark smile is gone. But now's the time to focus.
Being 7th on the grid gives them a good advantage. This is a great opportunity for points.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. And now, it's time for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So, Norris starting P1, Charles Leclerc and Sainz in P2, P3. Perez is now in P24, but Charles Leclerc has overtaken Lando Norris. Charles Leclerc has overtaken Lando Norris, and into turn 4, Lando Norris with an amazing dive bomb there has overtaken Charles Leclerc from around the outside. And let's see Albon, and we have a brake crash. We have a much big crash than we have seen, and I think that was Hamilton. Yes, that was Hamilton.
VSC.
And we have to see a replay. Let's see, guys. So Hamilton just going a little bit slower, I think, because we had a Constantino effect and he just went straight. He just went straight into Sonoda, I think that was. That's a big crash, guys. Obviously, Mercedes team not really. Well, they are scared. Obviously, they might get a penalty right now, and it was only a VSC, though. VSC ending here. Charles Leclerc in P2 with the help of DRS. Can he overtake Lando Norris? Lando Norris defending like a lion actually him. And Sainz in P3 still maintaining his position. We are just here pushing a little bit here. Obviously, we have underfueled our car. And look at that, guys. Albon is just behind Verstappen, and Albon has overtaken Verstappen, his old teammate, in a much worse car. Let's see. It was into turn 4, into braking. And you don't see that every day. You do not see that every day. That's amazing, guys. And I don't know what is happening to Verstappen. He is not having any kind of luck in these races. His performance is low, and we have again a VSC, and
Right,
it's
let's follow the
Logan
action now at
Sargent.
turn 7. The
It's
brakes
Logan
couldn't
Sargent,
cope.
Kevin
Just
Magnussen,
unable
obviously
to do
again.
much about it.
So it was again almost a similar case to Hamilton. And guys, it was Ricciardo actually
There's
who
been
is
a
now
crash.
out of the GP, and Sargent. Yes, Sargent is also out of the GP, but the person who crashed, which was Magnussen, who crashed into Logan Sargent, is still in the GP. And again, Hamilton is also into the GP. And that's a way too much debris here. So virtual safety car ending, obviously. It is a little confusing, guys, that we have only virtual safety car in these cases. But let's just see. Lap 10, 2 VSC already done, and we are now overfueled again with 0.2 kg extra fueling, and Miney has locked up. He locked up a big time there. Obviously, the good thing is he didn't get into any kind of crash. So let's just slow him down, and into lap 18 we are pitting Miney in, and let's see into
And the
turn 1
control's lost,
Fernando
and there's not
Alonso.
much they can
Well,
do
he
about that
again,
now.
that just looks like, well, he just got a little bit extra there and just spun. It doesn't look like he had any contact with Tsunoda there.
Now, there's
So
been an issue in the pits.
with a 4.5 pit stop, Miney is out of the pits. Magnussen is also into the pits, and look at that, guys, he has already been lapped here. That's how bad the pace of Miney is. He hasn't been able to overtake Hamilton too. So into lap 20, Albon is into the pits, and with a 2.8 pit stop, Albon is now out of the pits. And let's see, Hamilton is now just behind, 17 seconds behind Albon. But let's look at that, guys. Miney hasn't been able to overtake Hamilton. Hamilton has actually overtaken Correa. So Hamilton, even with a big, I think a little bit of a mechanical fault and damage, hasn't been overtaken by these people. So I guess that's the performance of the car coming in clutch for him. And we are with Albon in P13. We are also obviously trying to catch Gasly here. Lando Norris is still in P1. So nothing happened the whole stint. So lap 48, we are again pitting Albon in before, and we have a slow stop.
And what's
We
that?
have a slow stop.
A
Obviously,
pit
we are
stop
trying
issue.
to undercut Gasly and Alonso and Bottas too. Or not obviously Alonso, but Bottas and Gasly, but wasn't able to do because we have a little bit of a bad pit stop. So Miney P17 into the pits. 2.5 pit stop. That's a good pit stop. And he will, I think, he is now behind Correa. Magnussen just hasn't
There's a
had a
yellow
good
flag
race
now.
here. He has been now lapped by even, Miney. So he's just having a bad race, and Joe has spun, and because of that, we now have a 6-second gap to Joe. And on lap 54, we have arrived in front of Gasly and just behind Ocon. Obviously, both of them is now have for their last pit stop, and we are just saving our tire. And into turn 4, we have overtaken Ocon and Gasly. Both of them have been dispatched, but can we maintain this position with 10 laps to go? Piastri still in P1, Sainz and Charles Leclerc P2, P3. The only change is Lando Norris is now in P4, but Perez is still in the DRS of Norris. But let's see, guys, into the last lap, Piastri has just edged out these guys massively here, and Sainz. Piastri has won the Brazilian Grand Prix, and Sainz in P2 and Charles Leclerc in P3, Lando Norris in P4. And I think Max Verstappen has been lapped, guys. Max Verstappen, we are ending with Albon in P14 and P17. And guys, let's just see the podium celebration.
What an excellent way to take a second win of the season with a composed performance today.
And that means, here in Sao Paulo, it's party time. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
So after the podium celebration, Max Verstappen was the guy who is lapped. That's just crazy, guys. The driver standing championship winning, 3-time championship winning guy was lapped without any problem. He didn't have any mechanic fault, nothing. I don't know how that happened. And guys, we are in debt. We are 56 million in debt. And we have already taken a gearbox, so we have damage, and we have to change our side pods too because that has failed. So we are not having the best race with a 1.8 million. Now we will be 58 million in debt, obviously giving a better upgraded part to mine here. So guys, we have to, I think, go on to the drivers market. Obviously we have given a contract to Gasly, but we also have to see if we can give another contract to anyone else. We will see that, because obviously, guys, Albon is going out after this season to Williams, which obviously doesn't make sense. I don't know how that happened. Let's see. So we are going to give this contract a little bit of a offer deadline. Let it be 28. We are giving another contract to Liam Lawson, and I really wanted to go for another guy, but let's just, guys, first do this race targets and get into the qualifying.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
Qualifying is when F1's most glamorous street circuit really comes into its own, with cars on full throttle down a huge section of the Las Vegas Strip. Getting tyres into the optimal temperature range will be crucial to setting a good time here.
Let's talk about Mercedes for a moment, Karun. Where's their driver going to be at right now?
Well, neither teammate has really managed to score well so far. Perhaps picking up a few points this weekend would spur on a bit of healthy rivalry.
So stay with us, folks. It's sure to be a good one.
Okay, so we just saw a little bit of a glitch in that car. Obviously, we had 8 tires, but let's just, guys, go into the qualifying for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, sending both of our drivers out, and this time we are giving a little bit of a better gap to Miney and Albon, because obviously Miney get caught up by Albon a little too quickly. So Albon starting his first lap, obviously Miney starting his first lap. Albon has obviously almost completed first sector. So let's see. Piastri, Norris, Hülkenberg and Ricciardo, only 4 cars out. People are just still getting out of their pits, and purple sector for Albon obviously will be taken by someone else. So on to the back straight for both of these drivers. Albon will be getting some slipstream here. Miney again with purple, but Albon has quickly taken that purple from him. So through the last corner. Miney with a 137.9 has done his first lap, and 136.8 by Albon. And now we have a red flag. What has happened? What has happened?
the
Obviously,
replay.
Piastri on pole.
Now
Let's
with
see.
the Haas.
It was and Nico Hülkenberg
There. That's the
just
moment
went
of impact,
into the wall. A
and the
little
car
bit of
leaving
a
bit of
crazy
paint on-
crash, if you can say. It looks like he understeered a little bit, didn't know what happened, and just crashed. Obviously, these kinds of things happen.
So let's put
Sometimes,
some temperature on
obviously,
them.
with such a big season, these kinds of problem will creep up at least once or twice. So, with 2 minutes remaining, Albon and Miney has already started their final lap, and we have guys traffic, a lot of traffic in front of us. But let's wish these guys are also doing their out lap. Well, sorry, their flying lap, so we will be able to do something. Albon hasn't improved in his first sector, nor have Miney. So it's this the point we call them out, but let's just wait and see their second sectors, and then we will end. Miney hasn't improved and Albon hasn't improved too. So, well, there is no point bringing them in, so let's just complete their laps, and both of them haven't been
currently
able
we're
to improve.
P17.
So, Albon P17, Miney P22. Obviously, Miney has damaged everything. So, let's see, guys. For Q3, Lando Norris is on pole with Charles Leclerc in P2. That's crazy. Sergio Perez obviously in P3. So, guys, let's just get into the race and see what we can do.
The city of Las Vegas is abuzz with excitement, and the drivers now ready themselves for 50 laps under the lights.
Las Vegas is a super fast street circuit, and the long straight along the dazzling strip could be a tempting and yet challenging place to try and overtake.
Formula One's highest speed street circuit promises incredible action up and down the Las Vegas Strip. Racing at night means track temperatures will be lower, so data from Free Practice 2 could be crucial to managing both qualifying and the Grand Prix. Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
So, into the race, guys. The first, Las Vegas, it's going to be the second Las Vegas GP. We are just using our driver options and obviously putting it on high. Not that high for obviously Kushmini. So, guys, let's just get on to the grid formation.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. A short moment of time to themselves to focus on the race ahead.
Starting this one from 21st place puts them at such a disadvantage. They're bound to find this a difficult race.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. We're all ready to go in Las Vegas. It's lights out and away we go.
And Albon getting an amazing start here in P16. Norris leading the charge here in P1. Charles Leclerc in P2. Piastri has been, maintained his position in P4. Perez in P3. And we are in P16. Correa fighting Miney there, but Miney hasn't been able to get into his position. He's now in P20. He has overtaken Correa there. Russell in P8. We are with the Albon in P16. Obviously already losing DRS, which happens sometimes, but we have to just maintain our position here, and we have already overheated our tires, so we have to just bring down the push level for both of these guys and do something about that. Miney has been again overtaken by Correa, which obviously isn't a big news. So we are putting Miney to not use too much of his curbs, I guess. But look at that, guys. Even after saving the tires, we have been, the tire attempts aren't coming down and it's all going up. Look at that, Albon with the 110 tire temps. Obviously, I don't know how that's happening because Las Vegas is a really cold circuit, and that too in the well, Albon has overtaken P17 again, obviously losing a little bit of a little bit of a position here happens in the race. Lap 4, Perez is now has overtaken. Lando Norris there, and look at that, guys, Miney 4 seconds behind everybody else. So I decided this is the time we have to just bring the car in, save those components here. And Miney, Albon has overtaken Ocon. Obviously, guys, I know many of you won't be happy with that, but guys, we have to save this engine because, and obviously his components too, because we do not want to go into more debt. We are almost at 60 million now, and we have a yellow flag. Sonoda has crashed, and that too with his teammate. Okay, so not with a teammate, but Ricardo obviously overtook. Sonoda wasn't able to do anything here. There, Sonoda just went into the wall by himself. Ocon tries to overtake. Albon into braking, hasn't been able to overtake us. We're trying to save Albon's tires. Obviously, the best way to, I think, bring temps back into those tires is to avoid high risk curves, guys. That's what I've learned in this race. Whenever I used avoid high risk curves, I was able to get these tire temps back. Because look at that, guys, it's now already on 105, which is, well, overheating tire wear. And with the help of DRS, Sargent has been dispatched, and well, he has been dispatched by Ocon and Magnussen. So that's a good work there. And we are into the pits on lap 11 because these tires, guys, overheats too much. We have to always be on, well, saving these tires, otherwise we won't be able to get any push level done here, and we won't be able to overtake these people. Obviously, I'm just not risking this time with these mediums. We are going to maintain some tire temps here, and we are skipping past a little bit. Obviously, tire temps getting a little bit slowly here. Joe and Magnussen are into the pits. Magnussen on mediums, Joe on hard. Obviously, that, guys, look at that, the temperature right now is 15 degrees and it's increasing. Obviously, in deserts, well, Las Vegas is a desert, so it should go down, but only 15 degrees it's right now. And we are now, well, everyone has, I think, have pit. So we are now in P14, obviously just behind Hülkenberg and Magnussen who pit after us but has a better car than us. Obviously can't do much there. And on lap 22, Charles Leclerc is in P1, but Perez and Sainz are in the DRS of Charles Leclerc, and that's, I think, Alonso getting a bad pit stop. Yep, obviously a pit stop issue for Alonso. Verstappen in P7. Well, in the last 4 to 5 races, I have not seen Verstappen in the fight for the lead. I don't know what's happening. He's just having a really bad time here. I don't know how that happens, but guys, on lap 32, we are bringing Albon into the pits. And obviously, if this happens for Verstappen, and obviously Perez hasn't been able to win or get onto the podiums too much, so if this continues, guys, Red Bull might lose the championship. They might lose the Constructor Championship, because obviously Verstappen will easily win the Drivers' Championship, but the Constructors' Championship is where the points is given, where the money is given. So it might be a little bit of a problem. And look at that, guys, Verstappen has not pit. He hasn't pitted yet, and even then, well, for the second time he hasn't pitted. So that's how bad it is for him. And Pierre Gasly going side by side with, I think that was Correa, and Correa, well, Sargent, I think that has been put into the wall. Obviously a little bit of a awkward. Well, look at that, Gasly is into the pits, and no, I guess, guys, that was Correa. That was actually Correa. Yep, and Correa, after that crash, has decided he's going to retire. Gasly is continuing his race, and Magnussen is also going on to another set of soft tires and will continue his race. And look at that, guys. It's going to be a Ferrari 1-2 because Perez has, I think, made another stop, and because of that, we are on the last stop. Charles Leclerc and Sainz fighting. Perez has overtaken Lando Norris. Lando Norris has been overtaken by Piastri to Charles Leclerc with only 2 tenths has won the Las Vegas GP. Sainz in second, Perez in P3, Piastri P4, Lando Norris P5, and I don't know what's happening to Verstappen. 36 seconds behind the top 4 is in P5, and we have a crash, guys. Logan Sargent, and that was, I think that must have been Stroll, because Alonso, I think, has done a good work here, and because of that, or it might have been Alonso who just was trying to lap himself, and it was, I don't know who it was, guys, but that was a good race.
And that's
Let's go into
one
the
of
podium
season,
celebration.
and it's sure to provide them with a real confidence boost.
How do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there, though.
So, it looks like it might have been Logan Sargent and I think Esteban Ocon, and it looks like it must have been Alonso because he has lost some position here, and we are in P9. Obviously, Sauber has scored points because of that, guys. They have actually scored points because Alonso wasn't able to do his race. So guys, if you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for the next one.